Buddha and Sun Wukong both exist in the Ragnarok story now. Both are trying to save humanity and are without a doubt two of the strongest in the entire universe. Furthermore, we just got something that proves a connection that may be expanded on in the future. This is an aspect most people actually missed and is quite interesting. So, to break it down, everyone knows about Sun Wukong's journey to the West story and the heavy involvement of Buddha throughout, an aspect we were hoping to see in Wukong's official flashback when he was fighting Prometheus. This was during the canon Ragnarok side manga, Apocalypse of the Gods. But unfortunately, all we got featuring Buddha was this figure involved in Wukong's power when he one-shot the Greek god. But since he did win his first fight and is facing Cuchulainn in round 2, it's possible we'll get the interconnected flashback with Buddha then. However, when coming to their canon connection with Godin in Ragnarok, this relates to the recent Ragnarok round 11 fight Loki vs Simo during Loki's official flashback. Throughout this, we see his various interactions with Brynhilde, bringing us to a flashback to the start of Ragnarok, or chapter 1 of the Ragnarok manga, where the gods were voting on the destruction of humanity, and of course Brynhilde pulling up, talking some shit, and starting the whole Ragnarok tournament, with the dropping of this panel highlighting Loki's reaction, and more importantly, Morrigan on the side here. This is a character who's about to begin her fight in Apocalypse of the Gods, the 4th clash, and is the first time one of the main fighters outside of Indra has appeared in the main series, highlighting the canon nature of this side manga. But apart from that, we also see Buddha watching here, highlighting to me that he is likely watching the Apocalypse of the Gods tournament. As those of you who forgot or don't know, this God vs God tournament is taking place right before round 1 of the Ragnarok tournament. For example, Ragnarok came to be with the gods voting on whether or not to destroy humanity, something that resulted in an overwhelming yes, preparing for their destruction, but was halted by the Valkyrie Brynhilde, who brought forth the Constitution of Valhalla, something the gods must follow, and outlines the Ragnarok tournament we know very well. But before that battle begins, Zeus needs to announce the gods fighting against the humans, that being a list of 12 that resulted in outrage from the gods not chosen. But before absolute chaos occurs, the mad lad Wukong points out that Ragnarok is supposed to be a 13 vs 13 tournament, noting that 12 gods have only been chosen thus far. Therefore, Zeus, as the supreme god of Valhalla, removes a certain ban, allowing fights between gods in the form of a different tournament, choosing the various fighters who desired to participate for the sake of finding the strongest, and the winner will be appointed in the final spot against humanity. This is Ragnarok, the Apocalypse of the Gods, an official side manga that is canon and makes clear that those participating could not be chosen for Ragnarok, as many of them are considered dangerous. They are outer gods who are called the Unstoppable, Untouchable, Unknown, Unbreakable, Unbalanced, Unfair, and much more to be revealed in the future. On top of that, the winner of this tournament gets the right to add a single provision, whatever it may be, to the Valhalla Constitution, an insane reward connected to the universal and absolute rule that even the gods follow across all of the realm. But apart from all of this, we learn that Wukong views humans as irredeemable, meaning he's on the side of their destruction, but actually got impacted by Prometheus's words throughout the battle, remembering his past, resulting in him announcing to everyone that we will not be destroying mankind, humanity's extinction is cancelled, that being his wish once he wins the tournament. Clearly, the monkey boy is very similar to our go-to Buddha, likewise with their designs as well. But let me quickly break down everything Wukong did during his fight against Prometheus before we enter the final explanation in today's video. He was introduced as the overall favourite to win the tournament and representation of an outer god as he rebelled directly against the gods, in the sense that 100,000 heavenly soldiers failed to take away his freedom, resulting in the title Great Sage equal to heaven, and pure Mad Dad energy, as he's just been shown bored or vibing prior to this, and even allows his opponent Prometheus to have the first attack, an insane combo that revealed his power and divine weapon, featuring such pain inflicted on his opponent it should be dangerous for any god, and instantly mind breaks most, something that also built up the Greek gods' insane durability and pain tolerance, and him even claiming as Wukong begins to stand, no one should be able to withstand my attacks, leading to us learning about why the Monkey King is known as the outer god Unbreakable, the first insight about his abilities, that being how he consumed two items that give immortality in the past, the peaches and golden pills, resulting in his unbreakable physique, and provided reason for him surviving the direct attacks from this god, proceeding to release his divine weapon that we actually saw at the start of the manga as well, and use 15% of his power, highlighting that this level of usage is actually respect for his opponent and the might he wields, where we learn that facing this staff requires one to overcome something that does not have the concept of striking range. Therefore, Wukong's attack lands and seemingly transports the god into a mysterious realm that results in an insane beating from various gods, buddhas and demons. This is 15% of the sage's power and leaves Prometheus like this, pure insanity, a situation where the other gods watching only saw a normal thrust and came to the conclusion that Wukong's attack was not simply speed or force, something beyond that, bringing us to the main reveal about his overpowered ability. So with his unbreakable body, he can tank blows and transform that energy into his own power, storing it, meaning all the power he's received and stored within his body, thousands of battles, and potentially even Prometheus's first attack can be unleashed, a crazy amount where 15% of it was considered overkill on his opponent here, and even having next level experience when it comes to fighting due to the journey of the West with the various victories and defeats Wukong had to face, and the road he succeeded in where he became equal to heaven. However, when it comes to overall strength, Zeus reveals that similar to Cuchulainn, Wukong is a lower ranking god, having not that much clout within the broader perspective of Valhalla, but with strength alone, he is among the highest rank in the heavens, pretty much 100% confirming his top tier status, and indeed acquired a one-shot victory where it took Prometheus an entire chapter just to stand with a destroyed divine weapon on top of that. Therefore, since it's been highlighted that Buddha is likely watching this tournament, him making an appearance behind the scenes, or at the very least with another Wukong flashback, is definitely likely going to happen, as at this point Wukong vs Cuchulainn's round 2 fight is pretty much going to be the deciding fate of the entire Apocalypse tournament, as right now the strongest character we've seen is by far Sun Wukong, but many people are of the belief that Cuchulainn is actually the protagonist of this side manga, having some narrative bias, so the winner of their clash later in the tournament is definitely going to be a deciding point in the series, and I do believe that's when we're going to see Buddha's connection to Wukong officially in the story, not these subtle hints and implications, resulting in the all-powerful and almighty Enlightened One upscale like never before. Can't wait for it to happen. But thanks for watching, shout out to the Mad Lads, these absolute legends, the channel members.